Coming up on this episode of the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up, we'll hear from club ambassador Ian Bryson, who's played for both teams. We've got some sporting memories, and our special guest in the studio this week is Greg Cunningham. All that and so much more on the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up. Hello and a very warm welcome to this episode of the Weekend Warm-Up. I'm just looking around. Yes, we are online and everything's gone okay. Sorry about that. Last week I got blamed for that, and I got blamed for the defeat because there was like a thing, superstition. They didn't watch the Weekend Warm-Up, so I'll take that one for the team. Finally, public demand has demanded, where is Cunningham? The people have been saying. Letters, emails, all sorts of missiles lobbed through the windows with notes on saying, get Cunningham on. Here you are. What's took you so long?
It's the first time I was asked.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, we got desperate after a while. We've gone through the entire squad.
The last one left 2 weeks ago.
And then got to you. You're all for this though, aren't you? You're revved up and you're ready to go.
Yeah, let's crack on.
Good. All right, then we'll do that then. We'll stop the formalities and we'll get straight into loads to come, obviously, from Greg. And we're also going to have a chat that you can get the older people in. And maybe that's why we've got Greg in this week as well. So have a look. I went there. I know. Best thing is, I'm old enough to be your dad.
Oh, wow.
So that's good as well, isn't it? Let's get into someone who's old enough to be your granddad and my dad, former player, club ambassador, Ian Bryson. Right, and hello and welcome to the Weekend Warm-Up to Mr. Ian Bryson, Preston North End ambassador and legend. And the reason why, don't pull a face, because I'm specifically mentioning that because this weekend you are playing for the Preston North End Legends at Bamber Bridge. So I think it'd be nice to give that a mention before we get underway.
Yeah, we've got a game for St Catherine's Hospice on Sunday at 2 o'clock kickoff against Bamber Bridge. So that's another ex-club of mine. So I think everybody, we played one last year in for George Melling, but unfortunately George has passed away recently, which is really sad. So the guys are getting together. We've got quite a decent squad this time, so I'm sure the Bamber Bridge lads are looking forward to it. And it's great for us to catch up as well. Some of the lads I've never played with, but obviously watched after my playing career had finished. So it should be good fun.
I've just had a quick look on North End's website and on Bamber Bridge's Twitter feed as well. Barry Nicholson, Chris Humphrey, David Nugent, Graham Atkinson, Ian Bryson, someone, I don't remember him, John Welsh, Paul Gallagher, Paul McKenna, Ricardo Fuller, Ross Wallace, Stephen Elliott, and a suggested donation of £5. There's also a link, if you can't get there, to a Just Giving page. And as Bryce said, it's a fantastic cause. Right, we're getting to the end of the season now, Bryce, as well. So, very much a season of change for North End.
The atmosphere at Deepdale has been certainly a lot better since Ryan's come in. No disrespect to Frankie, that is. But as I say, the fans, I've kind of liked his football, the way he goes about it. It's a lot quicker, it's a lot more forward thinking. I think overall, season of change, but reasonably successful.
2 more games to go. Barnsley and then Middlesbrough at Deepdale for the last game of the season. At the end of the match, all the players will do a lap of thanks to all the fans for that. And we'll also do the presentation for player of the season, goal of the season, all the other awards that go with that as well. So if you were voting, who would your player of the season be?
I think I'd go for Andrew Hughes. I think he's had a really, really solid season. He's obviously, I think he's came as a left back, and the way we've played in the last year or last season, he's more or less been the kind of left-sided centre half, and he's filled in there really, really well. And I think when Patrick come back into the side, Patrick Bauer, after his injury, and Sepp on the other side, they established themselves as a really solid three. And I think when they were in the side, we were more successful. So I think Andrew, every credit to him, as a left back filling in that role. He's been strong. He's got a good left foot on him. He likes to still get forward a little bit. So I think he's been my kind of outstanding player of the season.
And in terms of loans for Preston North End, you would say that has been a real positive this season. The lads who've come in have been really good, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Daniel was Everson was with us last season and done really well, so we weren't sure we were getting him back. He came in, he was on the bench for the first game. Unfortunately, Declan got injured, and Everson was back in, and I think he's played more or less every game since. He's a very, very good goalkeeper, especially at championship level. Would love him to come, but whether that's possible or not. Again, Seth was the same. He was a Liverpool lad, came in loan last season and done really well. And I think he's had another really, really good season for us this season. Filled out. I mean, initially he was going to right wing back, which is not really his position, but he did well. He got a couple of goals from that position. So I think he's done well as well, and I think everybody knows all about Caminaccio. He's probably been someone we've not had for a bit. As somebody that's a goal poacher in and around the box, and he's quick. His first thought is to get a shot on target and try and score. I think our problem was, I think we'd like them back, but whether we can get them back or whether they're clubs that they're actually signed for will want to keep them, or obviously other clubs in the Championship or maybe even the Premier League have been watching these because we're watched every week. Clubs will see how well they're doing and they might decide that they fancy a shot at them. So it's going to be tough to try and get these three lads back if that's what Ryan wants to do. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the season when decisions have to be made, and we have to look for next season and who Ryan wants to build the team around, whether he wants these guys back or not, or what they're proposing to do. So that's decisions for the manager and Peter and assistant managers to make, really, and we need to build a squad for next season that's capable of challenging for at least the playoffs.
And Josh, of course, mustn't forget Josh Murphy. It is Barnsley next up, and you are very much a played for both sides kind of a guy on this occasion, although not for very long at Barnsley. What do you remember of that? And of course, that was the team that you came to us from.
Yeah, I mean, I'd more or less done most pre-season with Sheffield United, and then it was kind of the second year of the Premiership, and they were giving the numbers out. So this was the first time they'd actually given numbers out to players. So for some reason, I didn't get a number. So that was chap to Mr. Bass's door, and he said, "Well, it looks like you may have to leave." So he asked me, "Is there anybody you want?" So I went and spoke to Rotherham, and then I went and spoke to Barnsley. Barnsley were in the Championship then as well. And Viv Anderson and Danny Wilson were there. So I'd played against both when they were at Sheffield Wednesday and spoke to them. Really, really nice guys. So went there as a centre forward, really, which wasn't really my position. I played the last season or two seasons at Sheffield United, kind of filling out up front through injury, playing up beside Brian Dean and got my fair share of goals, but went there as a centre forward. But it wasn't really me, and I enjoyed my time there with some good lads there. Jerry Taggart was there, a bit of a legend in the Barnsley circle. But it didn't work out. Bryson came along in the November last, Barnsley. I said, we need to get somebody else in. They were after Andy Payton from Celtic, a centre forward. Pressing her in for you. Do you fancy going talking? Well, I went and spoke to John Beck and Gary Peters, and at that stage they were flying. So I came over here and signed on my birthday as well. So it was quite a big change for me, having been playing the Premier League the year before, and suddenly moving to Preston, who were a couple of leagues down. But they sold the club to me. They were ambitious. They wanted to go places, and as it turned out, it was a good move.
The perfect 42nd birthday present, wasn't it? So that was nice. Just finally, he says, looking over here, it is this weekend. It's Gentry Day at Barnsley. I'm not sure that quite fits me. I think my head's a bit bigger than I've given it expectations for. But it's a good chance to mention, this really hurts my head. It's a good chance to mention season cards on sale. We both had this chat just before, didn't we? It starts at £280, which works out about £12 a game, when in a time where money is, I'm going to take that off, in a time where money is quite tight for everyone, that's some offer, isn't it?
No, I mean, the cost of living recently through petrol, through electricity, water, gas, everything seems to be going sky high at the moment. So for Preston to come out and make this offer to the fans, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I don't think there'll be many clubs in the whole of the leagues, never mind the Premiership, right down to the second division, will be any cheaper than what Preston are putting them on it. So I think that's fantastic. I just hope that the fans take the uptake, because there's been some games this season where obviously the Blackpool game, the Liverpool game will stand out a little bit for full houses, but when the fans get behind it, it makes such a difference. And you can tell really since Ryan's come in, the fans are just going to be on the edge of the seat, just ready to support the team, and they just want something back. And it's certainly been an improvement. I think the fans have got right behind Ryan. I know he does his kind of clock thing at the end of the game, especially the winner game. So, but it's nice to see that sort of camaraderie between the fans and the manager. And as I say, they make a fantastic difference. And it made it such a tradition, Gentry Day, and obviously it's the last game of the season. It's at Barnsley. Unfortunately, they've moved the kick-off to 12:30, which is a bit annoying for quite a lot of the fans, I believe. So, but there's nothing to do about it. But it's a tradition, and there's no other club got it really. So it's great to see Preston turn out in the bowler hats and that. So it's great to follow.
Yeah, good luck. Safe travels to everyone at Barnsley, and we'll all see you at the last game of the season at Deepdale against Middlesbrough.
You certainly will.
Thank you, Mr. Bryson.
You're welcome, Mr. Crabtree.
Right, back into the weekend warm-up studio. Greg Cunningham hasn't yet escaped. He'll be here for a little bit longer yet. And yes, I have settled all the previous pocket money debt. So, second spell, wearing that shirt. I know you loved it first time round, and you came back for more. Why?
I had to come home, didn't I? I've always said that I have a fond love for this club, and when they were interested in taking me back, it was a no-brainer. So I'm delighted to be here. I just want to do what I've always done, is try and contribute as much as I can to the team and the squad and the club. And
in terms of your role of recent matches, at least anyway, the old left wing back, full back, roaming, attacking, everything sort of thing, how are you doing with that?
Yeah, I mean, wherever the gaffer wants me to play, I'll do a job as best I can. As long as I'm playing, I'm happy.
Is it something that you do it? Well, you've just said you're happy if you're playing, but is it? And are you having to learn all the time with that? Because there's got a lot of different facets in it, aren't there, or not?
Yeah, well, Barry, old cliche, like you're always learning, and managers have different sort of styles of how they want to play, and you need to get on board with that straight away, or you'll find yourself not playing. So you're always kind of picking up different things, and different stuff the manager wants you to do as you're going along.
We're coming towards the end of the season and the moment where we find out who's everybody's favourite player is, favourite goal is, and what have you. So at the end of the game against Middlesbrough at Deepdale, if people stay behind after the match, they'll be able to watch and see all of that. It'll be brilliant. What's it like to be Player of the Year at Preston North End?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, it really was. I mean, it's a great honour. It shows that you've done well, and that was one of my best seasons and one of the highlights of my career.
What made it so? Was it something that just clicked that time, or?
Yeah, it's just a feeling. I think when you join a new club, for me anyways, you have to hit the ground running, and Simon Grayson gave me the chance and showed faith in me and played me, and I just give everything every chance I can, and it's nice that it was noticed by the end of the season.
Got to be also noted as part of your footballing career, which is you've played at the very top, both for in this country in the Premier League and also internationally for your country as well. So what was that like? What was it like pulling on the emerald green for the first time?
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I played with Ireland from underage. As I've got older, and to make it at senior level was a dream come true for myself and the family. And I remember it like it was yesterday, but I think it was about 12 years ago now. Such an amazing feeling and an honour again. And I suppose as a young kid growing up, that's what you want to do. You want to be playing at the highest level you can, and if you can get an international cap along the way, then it's brilliant. So yeah, it was a goal that I was lucky enough to tick off my list.
You're probably one of the few people to have played at 3 different home stadiums for Ireland as well. Like, was your debut at the RDS?
Yeah.
And then did you play at Croke?
No.
Or was that?
No,
I knew I should have. Maybe I just came into my mind.
No, it was Croke Park, it was RDS was my debut against Algeria, and then the others were at the.
Which you had a worldie, I'm told very reliably, from a goalkeeping coach who may or may not think you're the best thing since Lancashire.
No, it was nice. I mean, you know, to play alongside players that you grow up watching, that your idols.
Who were your idols then as a kid? Who would you have?
Robbie Keane, Damien Duff, Shea Given, John O'Shea, like that crop of. I think it was the 2002 World Cup squad.
Kevin Kilbane.
Yeah, of
Kevin
course.
Kilbane.
I mean, geez, yeah, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Don't mention the penalty.
I mean, when I first came into the Ireland squad, like obviously I was a left back and he was Kevin Kilbane.
He still is.
He is, yeah. And, I mean, he was so good to me as a young lad coming into the setup, and you know, I'd be obviously forever grateful for him for that. But yeah, that was nice. And after the Algeria game, Robbie Keane got man of the match, and he ended up giving me that trophy, which is at home on the mantelpiece, which was really nice.
He is a proper legend, isn't he? I know we joke about Kilbane. He's not. Even if he's watching this, he's not. He thinks he is. He sort of is. But Robbie is, like, probably in world football, he's up there.
Yeah.
So you go if you're watching. Do you fancy coaching? When
yeah,
eventually,
yeah.
I mean, I know you've got a few years left yet. I'm not hanging your boots up for you, but coaching?
Yeah, when the time comes. You know, I enjoy that side of the game a lot, and I think as you do get older, you analyse football a lot more than just watching a game of football. So it is something that I do enjoy, and I'm sure when it's time for me to hang up the boots, I will probably venture down that road.
I know you were football obsessive. Do you sit down and sort of plan your diary around watching this and this on the telly, or?
Well, there's football on every night. There's football on every day, isn't there now? Which the missus say probably isn't great in our house, but yeah, I mean, I love watching football. It's, you know, it's all I've known. So the more now it's on TV, the better, I think, really.
It's all about learning as well, isn't it?
Students of the game.
Ever learning. So, talking about coaching, let's start our preview to the Barnsley match this weekend. We'll hear from one of the players in a moment, but let's start off by hearing from Ryan Lowe.
We need to pay them back, don't we, for Monday's performance. We know it weren't good enough and the result weren't good enough. So our main aim is, you know, to make sure the players are on side with everything we're trying to do, but ultimately, you know, the fans who are coming to show the support, and obviously with an occasional day like Gentry Day, we've got to make sure we put on a performance for them.
Yeah, well, obviously if I'm involved, it'll be my first time being involved in Gentry Day. So yeah, it's a nice occasion for all the fans, and yeah, it should be good.
I want to finish on a high. You know, I'm looking at, you know, the Gentry Day Saturday at Barnsley. The fans are going to be there in the numbers and paying the respects to the ones who are not here. And then the last game of the season, you know, we'll want to have the kids walking around the pitch and clapping the fans, and, you know, we don't want to do that by losing the games. You want to be doing that by winning them and sending them home happy. And hopefully, you know, again, the season tickets are all on sale now, and, you know, hopefully the fans will start buying the season tickets with the deals that have been put on, which is fantastic. And, you know, to have that support that can help us next season to push us on to where we want to try and get to.
Yeah, definitely. I want some more minutes before the end of the season just to see what I can do. So yeah, I'm hoping it comes.
Right, let's continue the chat with Greg, and this is about the sort of away from football type stuff. Now, some of the lads that we've had in here don't seem to do an awful lot away from football. Sleep, play, computer games. You've always got to do that when we're talking about computer games, and that, because they've all got, you're not into that, are you? Tell me you're not into that. We like you even more now. I know it's all right for some, but it's not my bag, it's not your bag. So, you have got your hands full at the moment. Recently become a daddy.
Yes.
How's that changed things for you?
Yeah, it's life changing. Yeah, it is. She's been a dream, like, but it's yeah, it's been different.
And I say your first child. It's not really, is it? Because there's a certain other baby in your house that's your dog. I'm talking about his dog.
Yeah. It's my first pet, like, so again, yeah, it's part of the family.
You didn't want the dog, did you?
I've never really been into pets growing up, and I didn't really want the dog, but the missus wanted one, so we ended up getting Ralph, who's a little Maltese. So he's our first, and we have a Daisy 6 months ago. So she's our first daughter. Yeah.
Ralph's the boy, obviously. You notice he was very, very controlled in terms of not saying that Ralph was the favourite, because in years to come this would haunt you. It's like me saying that the dogs, I love my dogs more than I love my 2 daughters. You know, I wouldn't say that.
No.
Anyway, I know you like films as well.
Yes.
You do. So if you're picking, if we're going to the, well, let's go to the cinema like that. We're going to walk in. I don't know why I walk like that to the cinema, but we're going in there, and they've said, "Oh, Greg, because you're a bit of a North End legend and also an Irish hero of ours as well, you can have any film you want, big screen."
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that'll cheer us all up, won't it? Have you ever seen it at the cinema?
No.
If you've got the surround sound, you can hear the tanks coming, and you're hiding under the seats.
It's class, yeah. Saving Private Ryan or Gladiator are my two favourites.
Right, I've never seen Gladiator. That's bad, isn't it? That's like an all-time Oscar-winning classic. I've never seen it. Right. Am I not impressed? Or whatever he says. Clearly, I'm not sure.
I didn't know.
That was my the only clip I've seen.
Right.
So before we forgot actually, because the film's not started yet, they're just showing the Cure advert. We've forgotten to get any snacks. Do you do the snacks?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
What are we having?
Popcorn.
What sort of popcorn?
I just salted.
Salted?
Yeah.
That's not the right answer.
Why? What did you go for?
Sweet. Salted.
You salted popcorn.
Might as well just have a bag
nice
of chips.
drink. Pick a mix.
What the drink you having to get rid of this horrible
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then pick a mix if they're decent, and maybe like a pack of Maltesers or something.
Okay.
So if you're going, you might as well go on. I know it's extortionate, but you might as well
go for it. Pig out.
Yeah.
Somebody once came back with a box of popcorn and Maltesers, took the thing off and then poured them into the popcorn.
No. Katrina does that. I don't like.
I didn't like it either.
Stay separate.
I didn't throw it back in the face, but it was like, what? That's just.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to go in there fishing for stuff. So, so you like that? Music-wise, now, some of the lads come in here and they say what their favourite stuff is, stuff that they're listening to, and I've never heard of them. To be fair, some of them I have. I know you've had problems before in terms of someone saying who their favourite music was, but we're not going to go down there. Okay. Who's your favourite? We're trying to think about it. Is it all coming back to you now?
Hey,
do you need to think twice?
I mean, I am a Celine Dion fan, man. Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Who isn't, really? That's proper music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any particular reason why? So, I don't know why I'm laughing. I mean, she's a solid choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Started in the Eurovision Song Contest with Canada, and then went from French to English, and then...
You've done your homework.
Nice. No, I actually know that sort of stuff.
Okay,
I love Popmaster 1030 radio too. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you ever play that?
No.
No. So Celine Dion then. So why Celine Dion?
I don't know. Just heard the music and then just listened to it.
You just fell in love with it.
It's not like I listen to it every day, but I mean, like...
I bet you do.
If it's on, like it's...
I bet your alarm goes off to... I can't think of another song. I'm all done now and now.
There you go. No, true fan of you.
No, I'm quite happy to admit that. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Have you been to see her live in concert?
No, I haven't. She had residency in Las Vegas a few years back, and I was going with the lads, but she took May off. I think she wasn't performing in May, so I didn't get a chance, but hopefully I'll be able to go to one of her concerts.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm sure if she's watching this, like...
She does. I think she likes and subscribes it. You know, there's one where you can look at all the people who leave little messages, like someone always puts "Come on, you whites" and all that sort of stuff, and
she's in that.
Yeah, you can see it. C Dion 71 like that. Where's Cunningham? Every week she's put that on since episode 1. Where's Cunningham? ? Hashtag I love Greg.
How many weeks has it been?
It feels like forever sometimes. Yeah, it really does.
The bottom of the list, yeah.
So, you know, like when you're watching one of your Tom Hanks films.
Yeah.
It's no good starting with the best part of the film, is it? You've got to build
Finish
to a
on a high,
crescendo.
okay. Nice.
And then here you are, okay. And then whoever's on next week will just be like the gentle bit to get you out of the film and potential for prequels next season if they invite me back, and the way things this are going. I'm not really sure yet, but if there was a vote, I don't know. So any other sports, or are you just a footy man? Into the GAA maybe?
Yeah. I mean, I played Gaelic football in school and for club when I was younger. Played badminton in school.
To any sort of level, or just for fun?
No, just in school, just kind of more to get off class.
Do you serve like that, or you've got both in your locker, or just?
Yeah, no, I'm not too bad. I'm not like that. What I played in school, but that'd be it. I mean, you play tennis on holidays, like I'm open to a lot.
I don't play tennis on holidays.
No.
I lie on the beach, sometimes go in a swimming pool and get very, very full of food. I was going to say drunk, but of course we don't do that, kids.
We don't condone that. That's about it, really.
Do you watch sports on the telly?
I watch everything.
Anything? American sports?
I watch basketball, but I wouldn't watch American football. I think it's too long. The only thing about basketball is it's on in the middle of the night.
You
so
can
the
record
timing's
it.
not great. Maybe, yeah, I could, but then I don't really want to that much. So if something's on, I'll watch it.
Okay.
Even cricket.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think been on
I don't
there
like
for
cricket.
a while. Like,
I
I've
love
started
it.
to watch a bit of it, like maybe the T20.
Good stuff. I think we know a little bit more about Greg now. Now then, as I was mentioning to you before, in terms of if you've maybe got some older relatives and you want to help them in terms of, we're talking about mental health really, and Preston North End Community and Education Trust every week have a Zoom call that everybody can jump on board, and it's all about sporting memories, and it's about some of the older fans firing some of their neurons and getting them talking about football and getting them interested in getting things kicking on. So anyway, so we caught up and found out a little bit more about it. We see you on match days at the back of the press box, and you also are very heavily involved with Preston North End Community and Education Trust and their sporting memories that happen every Tuesday morning. Yeah. So how did you get involved in that, and what is it? What is Sporting Memories?
Well, it's a great initiative. Thanks very much for having us on the show. Probably about 3 years ago, North End set up this Sporting Memories group, which is affiliated to the National Sporting Memories charity. And Martin, who's the North End statistician, he was leading it. I used to see him at the press conferences, and he invited us to join. And it's taken off from there. I love it. It's a compelling watch and involvement every week. We've got a lot of my mates involved as well.
So how does it work?
Right. We have people, North End fans and others, I guess, but it's mainly North End fans. We meet on Zoom every Tuesday, and we have guest speakers, we have quizzes, we have different events. We always have a discussion about what's gone on in the world of sport the week before. There's male and female involved, all passionate sporting fans. North End feature prominently, as you'd expect, but we talk about other sports as well. And the aim is to, well, the national organisation was concerned about supporting people who may have early dementia, perhaps getting a bit forgetful, losing the drive, people who might be depressed or isolated. And I have to say, that's been exacerbated during the last 2 years with the lockdown. And prior to going on to Zoom, we used to meet in the North End Players' Lounge, which itself was a lure. And it was a great opportunity for people who share a passion for sport to engage in focusing, discussing around different sports. And it's important to know that, you know, I've got a healthcare background. There's substantial evidence that reminiscing, engaging with others, connecting with others can lead to significant health benefits. You know, it's stimulating. We have a lot of humour in the group. You know, laughter is healthy. And it's something that, well, we have a core group of about 25 to 30 and others bob in and out. Some don't engage for us for a couple of weeks, and then they might come again, depending on, I suppose, on what the topic of interest is.
My Auntie Jean and my mother are regular attendees. They love it.
Yeah, they do, and contribute as well.
And contribute. Well, that doesn't surprise me with Jean or my mother, to be fair on that one. But I think the essence is that we all talk about when we watch football matches and we know how great the players are, but the power that sport has mentally for people is incredible, isn't it?
It is. It's a great way of engaging. If you're interested in sport, you've always got a conversation with someone. It was the great South African president who said, sport speaks many languages. And it's true, isn't it? You can always engage with sport. And sport offers a lot of lessons for life, in a way. When I was a director of nursing and health service, I used to try and weave in from sport motivational ideas. You know, there's values in sport that apply in the workplace: teamwork, preparation. You know, when you're struggling, you know, having that will, you know, to do better.
Who have you had on, Malcolm? I mean, I know that, but for the sake of those who don't, what sort of guests have you had on over the months?
Well, we've had a few North Enders: Graham Alexander, Paul Huntingdon, Neil Mellor. We've had Tracy Crouch, who led the recent review into football governance and about greater involvement of fans in football. We've had Dawn Astle, Jeff Astle's daughter, who's leading a campaign into brain injury in footballers. Dave Seddon, locally. We've had a few rugby league players. We've had a number of referees. We've had Donald Parker and Jill Hammersley, two local people who were world ranked at table tennis in the early 70s. And we've got some crackers lined up for this year. And we sometimes mix it with quizzes. I'm going to be doing something around sporting quotations, going to invite people to bring their favourite one. And then we'll have a quiz. Who said this, or who was this said about? We always look for something different to stimulate and create an interest. It's amazing. There's a lot of expertise and experience around the screen as well. I find it unmissable every Tuesday.
I know there is information on Preston North End's website. If people want to do an engine search engine, Google's or what have you, if you type in Preston North End sporting memories, it's the first one that generally comes up. Or if you go in Preston North End's website, and if you go on more and then community, that leads you to the Community and Education Trust website. It does. People can donate there if they want to as well. If people want to get involved in terms of joining you, details are on there as well, or helping you in some way.
They'd be very welcome, and I encourage everybody who's interested to give it a go. The young lady who leads it at the moment is called Grace Birtle, and Grace can be reached on a Preston number 693309. One of the things we've got lined up is a social event. The EFL, I can't say a lot about them really positively, but they've given the Community and Education Trust £1,000 for this initiative. And we're toying with having a day out with the members and perhaps going to watch Lancashire and Yorkshire T20 match at Old Trafford, or perhaps going to Bourton Grange to the
Flower Ball.
The Flower Ball, and perhaps having a meal and having competition at Crazy Golf or bowling. It really is a great initiative. I've been a North Ender since I was age 7, and I have to say I feel really proud about what the club I love are doing. Not just the Sporting Memories group, we have a walk and talk group on a Thursday morning round Moor Park, and then back to North End for a chat. We had Alan Brown and the Liverpool loanee Van der Berg. He was joined us recently. So I think North End deserve a lot of credit. And they did win a national award, you know, last year. I don't know if everybody is aware of that, for their work in the community. I know they did something with the Asian community recently in helping them with their month of faith.
Lovely. Well, we're very proud of you as well. I know you helped us with part of the season card campaign, and I'm sure we will see you again around North End. So thank you for all the work that you do with Sporting Memories. It's really appreciated. And if anybody does want to join, and as I said, those are the places to find out. And you're about to tell me something else before we go.
No, I was going to say, thank you very much. I'm gaining so much from this. And in life, you know, it's true. If you give, you get it back. And, you know, it's a truism that I concur with.
Good stuff. You'll be a wealthy man then with all the stuff that you do.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Malcolm.
The opportunity to talk about Sporting Memories.
Right, that is it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Celine, I'm talking to you. She does both already. She doesn't need reminding about that. That's it. Thanks for coming in. Just before we do go, though, we have got... Oh, I was badly done. I should have rolled it down my arm like that. It's Gentry Day. Are we going for it now? We do. You love it, don't you?
Yeah, what's not to love?
Will be your 4th Gentry Day, 5th Gentry Day?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, obviously we couldn't have one during COVID times. So, number 1, what do you see when you see all us with hats on and all that sort of Gentry stuff?
It's a rammed away day. Yeah, sounds like a great time. Yeah, I mean, bar obviously been out on the pitch. I wouldn't mind being in the mixer in the stand. Yeah.
Well, we'll do that. And like I say, if you're not managing somewhere and what have you, if you've got a little bit of in between time,
get back for a Gentry Day.
Do it for Gentry Day. Yes, absolutely on that. Because this is your second spell, and you mentioned before you felt like coming home. And what do the fans mean to you? Yeah,
well, they're the club, aren't they? I mean, you know, on a match day when the place is rocking, you know, home or the away end, it's a great feeling. It's sort of the reason why you play professional football is to play in front of big crowds, and you know the passion the fans have always showed towards the club has been amazing, and we do feel that. So we're very appreciative for their support.
And in terms of club teams that you've ever played for, who would you say are the best fans that you've ever played in front of?
Obviously the Preston fans.
Obviously the Preston fans, yeah, we knew that anyway. He was just sort of holding us for suspense in terms of the whole film thing. You brought into it.
Yeah.
If you don't do football coaching, you could be a director or a producer of films or what have you. So Greg's looking out for the hats of the weekend. Give him a wave. I'm sure he'll wave back to you. Not all the way through the game though. He'll be concentrating on the game. If you can't get to Barnsley, then of course I follow. P&E is the place to be. And if you're still thinking about it, have a look on the social channels of Preston North End and on the website, and there will be information on there. Just a reminder, last game of the season, it's a 12:30 kickoff against Middlesbrough at Deepdale. Tickets are still on sale, and all the end of season awards will take place then. Are you in the running for any of them?
Nope.
Okay. Who knows? We're going to be counting the votes. Who knows? Anything could happen. We shall see. Have you enjoyed your first ever weekend warm-up?
Yeah, it's been good fun.
And here's the twist, while we're talking about films, you're back next week as well.
Yeah, good one.
Just before we finish though, you've got to, I know you watch it every week, you've got to finish with Come On You White, and then we'll tip the bowler. You ready? So, thank you to everybody. Like and subscribe, and you, Celine. Just remains for us both to say,
Come on you Whites.